Hey guys, Tony back again, Horror and Todge. How we all doing? Nice evening here, and this is going to be my tag response to Slasher Pepper. There's a cool guy, check him out on YouTube, and he come up with a tag called One Terrifying Scene. Now I had a little think about this. I saw a lot of videos. Everyone's videos are amazing, so I'm just going to talk about one terrifying scene, and it is Hereditary, Charlie's decapitation. So if you haven't seen Hereditary and you don't want to be spoiled, maybe stop watching this, but I'm going to tell you here what happened. It's horrific, terrifying. Yeah, Hereditary is probably my favourite movie of the last 20 years, without a doubt. It's absolutely brilliant. Ari Aster's a mastermind. But yeah, I'll tell you basically what happens if you haven't seen it. And I think those who have seen it will agree with me that it is really, really dark and really soul destroying. Basically, so before anyone's seen Hereditary, before I saw Hereditary or anything, you get these trailers of a little 13-year-old girl, looks awkward. I thought, oh, it's going to be a possession movie about this little girl. I thought she was going to be like protagonist sort of thing. But when you watch Hereditary and you get about 20-25 minutes in, this happens. So, and then the film just turns a completely different way to how I thought it was going to, from not watching, any of the stuff. It just completely turned the film on its head for me. So basically, the three people who are involved in this scene are Charlie, the little 13-year-old girl who's played by Millie Shapiro, Peter, her brother, who's played magnificently by Alex Wolff, he's like 17 because he can drive, and the mum, who's Annie, who's played magnificently again by Toni Collette. So basically, at the start of the movie, we see Charlie grab a chocolate bar and her mum say, "Hey, has that got nuts in it? You know you're allergic to nuts." So that like plants a seed in your head. That's the first thing. You just got to, if you haven't noticed that, just watch the film again and you'll see it. And then basically, like, Alex is trying to be one of the cool kids in school, like, sort of thing. He's in like his sort of later years, sort of smoking a bit of weed and stuff, and and his sister, who's Charlie, who I'm talking about, is a 13-year-old, so socially awkward. She like walks around on her own in all dreary clothes. Her face, oh, if you've seen her face, you'll know. And she makes this weird clicking sound. It's like with a mouth all the time. You'll know from that film that noise will terrify some people when you hear that noise. And she's cutting heads off birds and making, I don't know, just all like people out of plastic bottles and stuff. She's just weird. You don't see her speaking to anyone at school. She's just like a weirdo. So Alex says to his mum, Annie, I'm going to a party Saturday night. And she's like a house party. He's like, cool. She's like, okay, you can take your sister along, Charlie. Get her integrated. She don't like it. And he's like, no way. And she's like, okay, you're not going. So you're going to have to take your sister. Charlie don't really want to go anyway. She's like, no, I don't want to go, Mum, I'm not, And she's saying, no, you're going. That's it, fine, or else he's not going. So she goes, he drives to this house in the middle of nowhere sort of thing. They live in the middle of nowhere anyway, but it's quite far away. And basically, first thing when they walk into the house, so all the people there from school, the first thing you see is someone chopping a great load of nuts. Why you'd need this many nuts, I do not know, but they're chopping it, and just the alarm bells start ringing. And it's like, this is like 20 minutes into the film, 25 minutes into the film. And Peter sort of says to Charlie, oh, I'm going in this room to see my friends. You go and grab a bit of chocolate cake and sit over there and wait for me. So he goes into the room, starts smoking a bit of weed, pot, whatever, talking to girls and stuff. All you see is Charlie stuffing the face with his chocolate cake. Next minute, goes back to Peter. Charlie bursts into the room, choking. Peter saying, "What's wrong?" She's pointed to the nuts. There's nuts in the chocolate. He knows she's got a serious allergy. Anyway, he says, "Come on," gets her in the back of the car to go to hospital because she's starting to choke by this point. Obviously, her airways are starting to swell up. She can't breathe. Anyway, he just goes in the car on his own, starts flying down this road, sort of in the middle of the, well, it's night time. It's probably about 10 o'clock or something. It's pitch black, and there's no one around. And Charlie's getting more and more out of breath. She's struggling, really struggling. She's clambering in the back. So you keep getting shots of Peter's face, which is wonderful. The emotion on his face, on Alex Wolff's face, who plays Peter, he done an amazing job. You keep getting shots of his face and like sort of watery eyes and snot, you know, real tension in his face. And then you can see in the back of him, Charlie sort of grasping for a breath, legs in the air, arms in the air. Sort of, she's dying basically. Anyway, so he puts his foot even further down to like 90. He's flying. Charlie basically goes for the window. She goes, you know, goes for the window to get some air in. Window comes down. Anyway, Alex is like, "You're nearly there. We're not far away now, Charlie. Hold on, hold on." She's still grabbing her throat, ripping at her mouth. You know, she just this sort of thing. She gets her head out the window to get some proper air in, like hangs her head right out, and there's like a dead deer or something in the road. Peter swerves it at pace, and all you hear is this crack, right? You see a post, like a telegraph pole, and you just hear a sickening thud. One of the worst sounds. If I could show you on this video, I would. I'm not very technically minded, so I haven't got a clip or anything. But you'll know what I mean if you've seen the first. It's like a bang, and it's like a snap, a crack, a proper. I don't know how he got this sound, but it's amazing sound. If you know, in retrospective feel of what it probably would sound like. Anyway, all you see is it just cuts to Peter's face, who is Alex Wolff. That's why I'm getting mixed up. Just cuts to Peter's face. He sort of slammed his brakes on, and you don't know what's happened. He's looking in his mirror, but all you can see is his face, and you can see like Charlie. You can't see a full body. You just see like a slump sort of thing, a body. So you're thinking, "Oh, she's dead or what?" And sort of cuts to his face, and he says, sort of tries to murmur, "Charlie, you," and then he stops, and just this emotion comes over his face. This drainness, his tear starts running down his eye. The scene, seriously, if you've seen the scene, you know what I mean. It's unreal acting. Like, I know everyone says Toni Collette's brilliant in this, but Alex Wolff is just as good. His acting in this is superb. Anyway, for some reason, he just drives home, and you're thinking, "Oh, is she alright? Is she okay?" So he drives home. You see him get out of the car, walk into his house, which is quite a big sort of big house, you know, nearly a mansion almost, old house. Sort of see him walk into his house, walk upstairs, get into bed. You don't see Charlie. The mum and dad are already in bed, because like I say, it's probably about 10:30 at this time. They're in bed, so they just think, "Oh, they've come home, left the car outside, gone to bed." So you see him going to bed. Next scene, it cuts to morning. You see Peter open his eyes, and sort of he can hear his mum going down, open up to go in the car, and all you hear is this deafening scream from Toni Collette, who brilliant at emotion. I don't know how she gets this. She says, I can't do it because I can't scream. I'm not a girl, but my voice is terrible for doing anything. But it's a horrible scream. Like Alex's face is distraught, still the same look, blank look, water eyes, don't look like he's been asleep. Horrible. And then it sort of, what Ari Aster does here is a masterstroke. It sort of cuts straight to the roadside and a shot of the decapitated Charlie's head on the road with severe head trauma, like a teeth's all smashed in, a teeth's all over, a tongue's hanging out. Oh man, this head trauma stuff that he does in his films, I seen Midsummer the other night, that's the same. His head trauma, the special effects he gets in head trauma is unbelievable, and it sort of sticks with you. And yeah, it just sort of, it's a quick sort of 5 seconds sort of shot of her head just laying there in the middle of the road or on the side of the road, completely decapitated, tongue hanging out like that, all the teeth sort of all over her face, all cut open. Oh, just like obviously where the post hit her, it's all smashed in. Oh my god, the scene, seriously, you'll know what I mean. And the noise, if you guys have seen it, say below. You know, this is a terrifying scene, guys, really terrifying. And that's it basically. It's a bit of a long-winded video, but I just had to get across the emotion. So yeah, I love doing this video. Thanks Slasher Pepper, really good tag, this one. Anyone can do it, so if you've got something, you know, one terrifying moment in horror, put it out there. And yeah, I'm sure it'll be much appreciated. And I'll catch you guys later. Thanks a lot for watching.